The easy take is that episode 3 is turning Rhaenyra into another mad queen. I do not think that is the interesting version. The better version is crueler. Rhaenyra is not losing her mind in one dramatic switch. She is learning that ruling a broken city means every gentle instinct arrives late. Every harsh instinct looks practical, and every compromise can be described by somebody else as betrayal. That is more dangerous than madness because it can feel reasonable while it is happening. King's Landing does not need to corrupt her with whispers. It can corrupt her with paperwork. The episode keeps making the same point from different angles. Winning King's Landing is not the same as possessing King's Landing. There are rats, missing money, hungry people, anxious nobles, and a court that expects the new queen to instantly repair the old king's failures. That is a brutal trap for any ruler, but especially for one who sold herself as the alternative to chaos. If Rhaenyra feeds the smallfolk, the nobles resent her. If she protects noble property, the city starves. If she waits, she looks weak. If she moves fast, she looks dangerous. There is no clean throne here. The High Septon problem matters because it proves dragons cannot crown you in everybody's imagination. Rhaenyra can sit on the throne, but sacred legitimacy is a different kind of weapon. The faith does not need a dragon to hurt her. It only needs refusal, hesitation, and the ability to make her rule look incomplete. That is the part fantasy stories sometimes skip. A dragon can win a gate. It cannot automatically make a city believe God change sides. So Rhaenyra has to govern both the visible capital and the invisible one inside people's heads. Alicent makes this worse because she is simultaneously useful, dangerous, and emotionally radioactive. The TV line interview context helps here. Rhaenyra and Alicent's pact has momentum, but trust is hard for obvious reasons. In King's Landing, Alicent knows the city, the faith, the greens, and the private shape of the family war. That makes her valuable. It also makes every conversation with her look suspicious to somebody. If Rhaenyra listens, she risks looking manipulated. If she refuses to listen, she throws away the one prisoner who actually understands the machinery she inherited. Again, the choice is not good or bad. It is bad or bad with better lighting. Corlys adds a separate wound: legitimacy inside Team Black. Rhaenyra needs ships, dragons, names, and loyalty. But every reward she gives creates a new political bill. Adam and Ellen are not just family drama. They are a reminder that blood, service, and recognition do not always line up neatly. If she legitimizes too freely, she changes the rules her own claim depends on. If she withholds too much, she humiliates people with real power. That is the central Rhaenyra problem now. Her side is strong because it contains useful contradictions. It is unstable for exactly the same reason. The fairness clause is important. A harder Rhaenyra may not be a worse Rhaenyra immediately. Sometimes a ruler in a starving city really does have to force hoarded food into public use, frighten corrupt elites, and move faster than etiquette allows. Some viewers will cheer that, and they are not automatically wrong. The question is whether the show can hold both truths at once. Rhaenyra may make necessary choices. Those choices may still teach her to enjoy necessity too much. That is where a tragedy becomes more interesting than a villain turn. My prediction is that the first harsh choice will not define her. The second one will. The first can be defended as crisis. The second starts to become pattern. So watch who warns her and watch how she hears that warning. Does she hear caution or disloyalty? Does she hear love or weakness? Does she hear a city asking for help or a city failing to be grateful enough? That is the real viewer test after episode 3. Not whether Rhaenyra becomes evil overnight. Whether King's Landing teaches her to call every restraint an enemy. At what point does necessary rule become the thing Rhaenyra was fighting against?